Let's now talk about heat mode in detail. We just went over Heaven and Earth and all the cool stuff that it can do, but it's only available in heat mode. Lidia's heat mode has 3 major benefits. One is it enables the Heaven and Earth stance, which, as we saw, has lots of cool stuff in it. Can't do it without heat mode. 2 is each time you enter Heaven and Earth stance, whether or not you do anything, it raises that level that you see underneath her health bar one. I don't know what it's called. I just Heaven and Earth level, like whatever. That goes up to level 3, and it carries over between rounds. I don't believe there's anything that resets it, so it continues to stack. And what that does is power up certain moves, gives them extra bonus damage or whatever it is. And the third point is 3 other moves are powered up in very specific ways. Her heat engagers are a pretty normal set, but there's some good choices in there. I like them. Political Storm, 4 1+2, 3, 1+2 is 14 frame. You get the follow-up. You do not get the combo from this. It's just a follow-up on the ground. You don't get a whole combo. But back 1, you get a combo from. That's an amazing move in general. Jesus. Back 1 does give you the full combo on top of being an amazing move. Full crouch, down forward 2, heat engager, but in heat mode, no combo, just a follow-up. That'd be far too powerful if you got a whole combo out of 12 frames. And the other 2, Horse 2, heat engager, but does not do the dash. There's no heat dash. Instead, you get Heaven and Earth. But if you hold forward, you do get your whole combo off of that. And the last one is Cat 3. Cat 3 is a regular standard heat engager, and once you're in heat mode, you also get a whole combo off of that, holding forward. So pretty good choices for heat engagers. There's 1 out of each of your basic stance, and 1 of your crouch punishers, your 14 frame punish, but back 1 is the icing on the cake. That move is so good. For that being a +2 mid, and you get that from it, amazing choice. Really powerful move. Lidia's Heat Smash is nothing remarkable. Just a basic mid, 55 damage, like all the rest. There's nothing special about it. So we already went over the Heaven and Earth stance and what it does. The Heaven and Earth levels, it goes up by 1 each time you do it, and it basically just adds 2 damage per level to each of the moves that it benefits. So the moves that it benefits are Heaven and Earth 2, that little pop-pop, Heaven and Earth 1+2, the unblockable, that gains damage bonuses. And then the 3 moves she has that restore her health. I don't know why these are such, but they are. The counter hit on down back 3. That little animation restores her health. Forward, 4-3. But when you do it versus an airborne opponent, you get this little animated version. That recovers her health. As does the up forward 1+2 throw. Those 3 moves that recover her health are also the 3 moves that gain benefit from HE levels. Basically about 2 damage per level. So when you're at level 3, at some point in the fight, you're getting 6 damage bonus for each of those 3 things. And it continues to grow throughout the match. If you're doing that throw a lot, an extra 6 damage each time will really stack up. You're ending combos with this. 6 damage scaled or whatever. It's tiny, but it adds up a lot. The fact that it doesn't reset, that it just keeps going up and up throughout the match is really good. So those moves are all powered up by the Heaven and Earth level system. So that's the second thing that it does. The third thing is those 3 moves that I just mentioned are specifically powered up. 1+2, just a knockdown, -9 on block. But if you charge it up, it becomes a launcher and it's like +7 on block. So that's kind of cool if you can find a way to use that. In heat mode, however, you get a knockdown right away. And you get all of that for free. You get the bound state, and it automatically goes into Heaven and Earth, where you can do the chop, and it's all guaranteed. So that's 60-some damage whenever you land that in heat mode. When you're in heat mode, on regular block, it's -5 instead of 9, which doesn't change a lot. And if you go into heat mode charged up, you get a 15 frame advantage if it gets blocked. Normally, it's just 1. If you're in heat mode, and they block this... actually kind of hard to make them block it. It's sort of slow. How about there? There's an example. +1. So it goes into Heaven and Earth at +1. If you charge that up all the way, it's +15 into Heaven and Earth, Recall Kind of Havoc. Plus it gains 5 bonus damage from being in heat mode. So that gets pretty significant power up. Instead of just a regular knockdown, now you get a knockdown that leads into 60 Heaven and Earth damage. You can forego the Heaven and Earth if you want to by holding back. We talked about that. It's the only stance you can do that to. So that is possible. And you could do a regular follow-up, but very few reasons why you'd want to do that. I'm not sure. The fact that you get the stocks, you might as well go for it. If you're worried about getting blown up in your stance, they jab you out of it. Right, even on block at +1 into Heaven and Earth, they could probably jab you out of that. I don't know that math off the top of my head, but I don't think you have a 10-frame move. So theoretically, if that gets blocked and you go into Heaven and Earth, they could jab you if you don't parry it correctly. I don't know. It's a complicated situation, but it's way, way better than it was. While running 1 is the same thing. Instead of just that knockdown, in heat mode, you get the same situation. The bound and the follow-up are all guaranteed. Into Heaven and Earth is +5 instead of the usual +6, so it doesn't really change anything. And 3 bonus damage from heat mode. The third one is forward 2. Your primary way into horse stance gets better. We saw how on counter hit, it's now +17, which lets you get, say, horse 1 or horse 2 for free. When you're in heat mode, that applies to normal hit. Normal hit, horse 1 is free. Normal hit, horse 2 is free. At 17 gives you enough to do that. So if you're already in heat mode, you can do that into horse 2, and it's a whole launcher. So that basically turns forward 2 into a one-time launcher when you're in heat mode. It also gains the reversal break property for what that's worth. It can't be parried, and 2 more bonus damage. So there's so much that comes from heat mode. The Heaven and Earth stance is great. It powers up the levels, which benefit other moves that you're going to use a lot. And it powers up 3 moves in a really remarkable way. All of that is amazingly good stuff. Cannot argue with it.